Good day, ma'am. Thank you so much for your time tonight. The purpose of this interview is to learn about your philosophy of management, and this is one of the requirement of my philosophy subject. As our dean, I do believe that your leadership experience and insights will greatly help me understand how management philosophy is applied in academic leadership. So, I will be having few questions about your philosophy of management and leadership approach. Okay, so first question.
Okay.
How would you describe your philosophy of management as a dean?
Okay. Actually, I have been in this position for just a little over 2 months pa. So, January, February pa yun ko na appoint officially as a dean. But I have been in the middle management since January of last year. So, I will be speaking, disclaimer lang that I will be speaking based on my little experience in the academic management level. So, okay, your first question. No? So, personally, my philosophy of management centers on servant leadership, shared governance, and accountability. So, as a dean now, I believe my role is to create an environment where faculty members can thrive in teaching, research, and community extension or engagement. So, effective management in this industry means empowering people, people meaning the students, the faculty, the management, and of course the community, as well as aligning individual efforts with institutional goals and ensuring that decisions contribute to student success and the overall program quality. So that is my philosophy of management.
Excelente. Thank you so much for sharing. And for the next question, what values guide your leadership and decision making in managing people?
Mm. My leadership is guided by integrity, transparency, professionalism, and collaboration. No? I believe that decisions in this academic leadership must always consider the welfare of students and the professional growth of faculty. And of course, the long term without compromising the long-term development of the program as well as the institution.
Okay. So, since we are now talking about managing people, so how do you motivate faculty members and staff to perform effectively and remain committed to their responsibilities?
Mm. Okay, basically, I motivate faculty uh, and as well as students no, by recognizing their individual strength, providing opportunities for professional growth or professional development, and maintaining open communication. Because I believe that in acknowledging their contributions and involving them in meaningful academic initiatives such as research, curriculum development, and community engagement, they will prosper and grow as professionals and as individuals.
Okay. As a leader, no, I understand that balancing authority and teamwork is really very important. So, how do you balance authority and collaboration when you are managing your team?
Okay, thank you, ma'am. While leadership requires clear direction and accountability, I believe in consultative decision making. That is why um, even though I have the authority and the discretion to decide right away, I still have to consult my faculty and as well as my heads when it comes to decision making because I value faculty input, especially on academic matters involving our program and most is importantly involving our students. So I ensure that responsibilities and expectations are clearly communicated so the team can move forward with unity and focus.
Okay. So, in terms of conflict, because it's inevitable, Conflicts sometimes
Mhm.
arise in any organization. So, how do you usually handle conflicts among your faculty members in the future? In the
Um,
future.
there, yeah, you are right that conflicts are inevitable. So most of the conflicts that arise within our team, uh, within our program, usually is just little misunderstandings lang. So those little conflicts, no, little pa man kay, mga kuan pa man, ginagmay pa man ato ang mga problem. So those conflicts can be, for me, can be addressed through, open dialogue. So, and of course, fairness and respect to all parties involved. So, open communication. I listen carefully to each perspective, encourage constructive criticisms or decisions, and guide the parties toward solutions that prioritize professionalism and the best interest of the institution. So I value and hear each side of the story. So para to come up with the right and good decision.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Finally, based on your experience in academic leadership, in your own opinion, what do you think makes a good academic leader?
A good academic leader demonstrates or must demonstrate clear vision, integrity, empathy, because you are going to deal with a lot of characters, a lot of personalities, especially there are levels of persons or levels of employees. No? You have the students, the faculty, the staff, your level of authority, and those authority above you, and of course the ability to inspire others. That is also one of the most important qualities to make a good academic leader, because you are not just there to lead, but also to inspire other people. So they must also possess strong communication skills, because um how will you able to elaborate those visions if you are not if you are not able to communicate clearly and properly. You also have to have strategic thinking skills and a genuine commitment to advancing education, research, and community engagement. So for me, that is the most basic maununta, pero the good qualities that make a good academic leader.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing your valuable insights and experiences. I truly appreciate your time. It's already 9 p.m. Thank you for giving me this time for the interview and your perspectives.
Sure.
I know that these perspectives will greatly help me in completing my course, at the same time understanding leadership in higher education, especially that I am still new in the academy. Thank you very
Mm-mm.
much.